Welcome, Andrew. It's really good of you to be on the podcast. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business that you own?
Sure. Andrew Gottlieb, based in San Diego. I've been running a digital marketing agency for the last 12 years called No Typical Moments. The organization has undergone a lot of shifts and transformations. When we first started back in 2011-ish timeline, that's when Facebook was cool and it wasn't just a platform for our grandparents. It's what the hip youngsters were doing, and the world loves Zuck. Fast forward a bunch of years, I and the organization also have grown. So we're much more of a full service agency serving $1 to $20 million a year businesses on go to market planning with a fractional CMO. And then we have an execution team who can come in and run different types of marketing campaigns, ranging from online paid advertising, social media management, and creative development. Within that 1 to 20 million per year range, verticals we feel comfortable with would be e-learning, professional services, B2B SaaS. They're usually coming to us on the lower end of that because they've had marketing up, and maybe it's through overseas talent. The CEO is a 25-year-old niece or nephew who's a communications major who's now running marketing. In that use case, we're really coming in to add a true marketing plan, perhaps for the first time, create the systems, automation, and scale. They've just never deployed before, as marketing has been in afterthought within the company. Then if it's a little bit of a bigger organization, they've had marketing up and moving through some type of expert support. Maybe it's agencies, maybe the full-time staff, and marketing is just flatlining or declining for a variety of issues. So we have much deeper of a analysis, peeling under the hood to understand what's wrong. And then we, do the same process with a fractional CMO. And then we tend to take over the marketing campaigns from those people who were running it, and it wasn't moving in the right direction for the business owner.
That makes a lot of sense. So you mentioned it, you've seen some major shifts. What are you seeing? What shifts are you seeing in the agency world and marketing agency world at the moment?
I mean, I know it's a cliche answer now in 2025 to say AI, but I would say for sure, and I'll break that down a little bit more tangibly, not just AI and get on ChatGPT for the first time. I would say there's a lot of marketing related services that have been commoditized since when the agency started a bunch of years ago. I think a few of those would be website design and development. Like, I just can't compete with people who charge $1,000 for a website, whether it's because they're using AI, they've offshore talent, for sure, and a lot of creative work as well. People just aren't paying for design work like they once did because there's amazing AI tools that can do it in a fraction of the time. I have this conversation all the time with CMOs who might have outsourced design work to an agency, an employee. It takes a week turnaround. They just mess around for an hour in Canvas, and they have it built. Canva. Same with copywriting. Copywriting was something that you really needed that expert person. And whether the AI produces good copywriting or not, people's first thought is, can't AI just do this for me now?
Very true. So obviously, those are all some of the challenges. How do you actually use AI in your own business so that you gain from some of the good parts of AI?
Yeah, that was kind of a negative outlook of AI. So a few weeks ago, I did a presentation for an organization called CauseVox. It's a summit with nonprofit professionals. And I had this theory of one of my North Stars, and I have the book actually right here. I show this book off so much. It's really been my North Star of marketing campaigns. And I thought, something that could be really new to this group of summit attendees who are nonprofit professionals is, how can I adopt crossing the chasm, but for the nonprofit space? I've never seen anyone do this before. And I thought, this sounds cool and interesting. This is a thesis in my mind. Let's see how it plays out. And so I tend to use Gemini. That's my go-to. And I worked with Gemini for about 10 hours crafting this report with me, just back and forth, sharing articles, honing it in, developing case studies through Charity Water, Pencils of Promise, showing a company that didn't cross the chasm, which was the Coney video that went viral in the year 2012-ish. Not only that, it then created I used the deep research option to create about a 20-page looking report for me that then fueled all of my talking points for the presentation. Then I didn't like these AI tools then. I ended up just having someone on my team build it for me, but I tried out Gamma, which is
Hmm.
an AI PowerPoint presenting app. I didn't like it because I spent so much time building this through Gemini. It then tried to create its own new PowerPoint based upon what I custom built. And it was like, no, just take all this word and make it into a cool presentation for me. I just couldn't work with it. And then Google has a new AI PowerPoint builder, which was good. And then it just got to the time consuming point where I just told my assistant, I know you can do this in an hour or two with our, little branded logos. You just build it for me. So yeah, that's an example of how I, use AI effectively. And this would have taken me 50 hours, I'm sure, to build out something like this. And I would say within about 15 hours, I had crafted something I was able to present for 45 minutes.
And would you say the quality was the same or better in in the 15 hours versus what you'd have done in 50?
Well, better than what my brain can do. I don't want to speak for everyone, but there's no way my brain would have been able to, draw these types of analysis and do that research. I mean, it was pretty phenomenal when it built for me.
That is impressive. That's so cool. So, are you looking to use any other AI in your business?
An area of AI, I'm kind of putting this in the bucket
Mm.
of
Yeah.
AI, is I know I am not as familiar with AI agents as I need to be. I just saw
Hmm.
another presentation last week about how you can deploy AI agents at your business. I have such a, you know, 5 hours or under, knowledge of this through some podcasts I've listened to in that presentation. I think that is going to emerge as the next wave of how LLMs when ChatGPT came on the scene 3-ish or so years ago. I think
Yep.
AI agents are going to be the next wave that just completely blow people's mind of how many administrative entry level job related things can just be trained with an AI agent, and it's just going to be your kind of worker in the cloud, just doing all these things for you while you're sleeping. And
Right.
I wish I could give you more specifics of how AI agents are going to be used effectively. Like I said, I'm 5 hours into my research on podcasts. I don't feel intelligent enough to give you enough use cases, but what I've learned in those 5 hours have been super impactful of just the admin related things that's going to take off everyone's plate.
It certainly will, and that's a very valid point. So, if you look at your overall business, then what do you find is going well, and then we'll also then pick on things that are frustrating you.
In my business, what's going well
Yeah,
and what's not.
yeah. In your agency, is it an
Yeah.
idea?
Uh, this year was very up and down with clients coming in, clients coming out. We were hit
Hmm.
super hard in Q1. I would say it's for a few things. Our pipeline had dried up. Uh, there was a lot of marketing budgets being cut as a result of it creates a lot of economic uncertainty, and tariff uh, liberation day caused even more uncertainty in the marketplace, and we just kept on seeing marketing budgets get cut and cut and cut. It really honed in on our clients that were really working well. They stuck with us because it was a black and white decision. The ones who are maybe on the fence or people in the pipeline who could have gone either way, it was a very clear no. So it was for sure a rebuilding of our clientele for a lot of this year. And also diving into some new markets. E-learning had been our only market we worked in for our first 10 years. And I intentionally wanted to diversify into some other areas. So B2B SaaS, professional services were some others. And it's, when you're in a professional service based business model like myself, the way you get clients is being able to say, I've done something like your business and these are my results. So when you're trying to work with a B2B SaaS business and you have no case studies showing how you've helped another B2B SaaS business, it's hard to then convince them, hey, I can do this. So it's all about getting the first few people who believe in you and doing a good job. And I feel like now we have that in professional services and B2B SaaS I can show to more folks, which is why we've had some more intake in those areas of our business as well. And, we're also a completely remote company. We've always been that. We have 10 part-time employees, few contractors, and getting people to stay engaged with you in a completely remote work environment always poses challenges. There's things that, you can convey and share in real life and have a happy hour talk through in the office. And when you're in a more like Zoom box setting, there's a degree of difficulty that can pose as well.
Yeah, it does. So how do you see things developing, say, in the next 12 months for you and for the industry? Yeah, obviously, the industry is going to dictate a lot about what you do.
Yeah, how's our agency going to shake up in the next 12
Yeah.
months? Yeah, I would say there's a few things. I would say the integration of AI agents across the business is going to be a major thing. I just think there's so much more efficiency in areas, even like client onboarding. That should be an AI agent doing client onboarding for us. It's such a manual process of like, do this and then check in with that person. Like an AI agent just should be doing all that for us in the background and guiding people into, having a launch meeting with their team. That's one example. I think doubling down on B2B SaaS businesses and professional services as clienteles for us. I think those are going to be big things. And then I would say as well, just doing more in-person networking within the San Diego area where I live, as I think there's a lot of deals and networking and relationships that I need to start building in real life instead of always facilitating over Zoom.
Yeah, and when you look at the whole industry, how do you think that's going to change? Like yourself, the fractional CMO has been growing a lot. How much do you see that one expanding now as people are controlling their marketing budgets?
Yeah, I would say the idea of a fractional team I see as something that's going to continue to rise, especially in our area of $1 to $20 million a year. They need that senior level of expertise. They're usually not willing to pay the money you need to have a true CMO on staff, and so that's where we come in handy, and then we're essentially a marketing team in a box. So we had a lot of value of you essentially get a full marketing department for a fraction of the cost, and we understand the vertical. We're expected to come in and deliver. You don't have to worry about the added taxes and management stressors. We take care of that. And then we have a rotating wheel of marketing talent to be able to come on board. I would say there's going to be a continual commoditization of certain marketing related skill sets because of AI, video editing, website design and development, copy, design. I mean, I even see Facebook advertising, any type of online advertising as another area that could be hit as can AI agent just do that for you as a business? I think we're a little bit away from that, but for sure, every area of our business could be under attack as a result of AI. That's why I love the CMO offering. You're still, like I said, I built that entire presentation with using an LLM as my thought partner, but having that human touch and that human relation and that human feeling you have with another advisor in the C-suite, I don't think that's going to be replaced by AI, even though that for sure can be your thought partner in making some decisions.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's leveraging your brain power and letting the automation do the stuff that probably not as intellectually stimulating or taxing. It was a pleasure to chat with you today, and I really appreciate your insights and your view.
Thank you
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.
Bye.